Bit of retro tech for you for a change. This is a Pioneer CT-3000 stereo cassette tape deck, and this dates from 1978. They were first produced, they were produced through until 1980. So this is a very, very old tape deck. So why have I got an old hi-fi cassette tape deck? Well, when it comes to audio gear, I'm very much of the same mind as Matt from Techmoan. If you haven't seen Techmoan's video channel, I thoroughly recommend that you go and have a look. He's got an awesome collection of vintage hi-fi equipment, and he does some fantastic videos on it. And I'm of the same mind. I really like the older kit, and in fact, the newest bit of kit in my audio hi-fi system is 20 years old. It was my Denon amp, which is my main AV amp, and that was made in 1999. Everything else is older. I do have a cassette deck. I have a rather nice Revox C115, but that's actually a commercial deck. It's not really for designed for home use. It's designed for recording studio type use, and is very bland on the front. And I like the aesthetics of the late 70s, 1980s through into the 1990s hi-fi gear. So I wanted a cassette deck, a smallish cassette deck to put in with the rest of my kit, and I wanted something that was a bit different. And I've been looking for ages, and there's various ones that have caught my eye, but this one stood out. Well, I think you can see why it stood out. I've never seen a cassette deck with round VU meters before. I mean, it's just, I thought that was extremely unusual. It also has it's tray loading as well, which is again unusual. And I'll hoik the camera up a little bit so you can see that. There you go. Yeah, the cassette goes in that way. Yeah, it's a very nice bit of kit, and also typical of the time period. It's extremely heavy, weighs about 6.2 kilos. Now, this is sold to me as in working condition. There's a few scratches on the top, but the front is quite clean, and that, because it will be in my rack, you won't see the top anyway. The little panel here, this is a little flap, which you can access the heads and the pinch roller for cleaning purposes, which is quite a neat idea. Yeah, I'll power it up so you can see what it looks like with power on. Yes, we've got some very gentle illumination of the VU meters. So, there you go. Give you a bit more. Let's drop this down again. And yes, it does all seem to work. I haven't put a tape in it yet because I want to take it apart and see what the inside's like before I actually, risk putting a tape in it. But another interesting feature is it actually has a tape remaining indicator in the left VU meter, which again is unusual. I've not seen that. So right, well I'll take the lid off so we can have a look inside. Always interesting to take a look inside 1970s, even late 70s gear like this. I think there's only about 2 integrated circuits on the entire printed circuit board. Yeah, well, there's one here, there's one over there. There's one here, 3. So, but the rest of it's all transistors, capacitors, resistors. So. Right, let's have a look at the cassette loading mechanism, because that's quite interesting. Okay, we're at the other end now, so we'll stick a tape in it. Yeah. I find it quite strange the way they've done this. The cassette doesn't actually sit flat; it sits at an angle. Everything is at an angle. So yeah, it's quite interesting. I don't know whether I can get in closer. So. Yeah, so the heads are actually, and the capstan down in there. It's actually a bit grotty down in there. I don't know whether that's just dust or needs blowing out, but I shall give it a bit of a clean before I actually put a tape in it and actually run a tape through it. I've also got a belt kit coming from it. You can, for this, you can still get belt kits, which is great. So I don't know what condition the belts are in. I don't know whether they've ever been changed. So hopefully they have. Yeah, it's an interesting bit of kit. Well, we got it put in a stack with all the other kit. So how does it sound? Well, I've recorded a few MP tracks from YouTube's audio library, so we shouldn't get any copyright strike with these. So let's have a listen. Actually, what I'll do is I'll switch over to the mics on the camera because they might be better than my lapel mic for this. Now this first recording, this first MP3 track I did without Dolby, so this is just straight, and it's a straight normal Type 1 cassette. But it sounds pretty good to me, you know. The next slot actually has Dolby in place. The equalizer is a Technics SHE60, which is from about 1983, I think, something like that. So another old bit of hi-fi tech. But yeah, it sounds pretty good, I think. Anyway, I'm well pleased with it, and it's going to do what I want it to do. So, yeah, the belts haven't arrived, but I'm definitely going to need them because the rewind doesn't work. Fast forward works fine, but the rewind doesn't. So it's obviously needs a new belt. But apart from that, no, it's excellent. So hope you enjoyed this little video on the Pioneer CT-3000 from 1978. Thanks very much for watching. Cheers.